This might be the most important video that you watch this year. Here's why. The fact that you're even watching this video right now is probably a result of digital burnout. You know that feeling when you have zero motivation to do anything. And if you feel like this, you're not alone. In fact, almost half of all Americans report feeling burned out at least some of the time. But there's a silver lining. Recent scientific research has actually discovered how to reverse this trend. And today, I'm going to teach you exactly how to do it. But first, let's take a step back and look at what's really going on here. What causes this burnout? Well, it's the modern world. Specifically, it's our obsession with screens. See, we're kind of wired for it. When we see something entertaining or engaging, our brain releases a chemical cocktail of dopamine and serotonin, which makes us feel good. That's why you find yourself glued to your phone, because your brain wants more of those good chemicals. The problem is that too much of these chemicals can actually rewire your brain in negative ways, making it harder to focus on things that matter. Like your long-term goals or your relationships or just about anything that doesn't involve getting that next hit of dopamine. So here's the deal. You can choose to stop before it's too late. As we dive into the science-backed strategies to reclaim your attention span and crush it in life, make sure you like this video so that it can spread to others who are struggling with digital burnout. This video is going to be broken up into 5 sections. So feel free to skip around. Number 1, how many times does it take? Let's talk about Reels, shall we? We know that TikTok videos average 120 million views per day. So you may be wondering, how many times does a reel have to be watched before it goes viral? Well, no one knows the exact number, but we do know the top 3 factors. First, the title must hook people in. The best titles are intriguing, controversial, or relatable. They also ask questions or tell stories. Second, the thumbnail needs to be eye-catching. If people don't stop scrolling when they see your thumbnail, then they're gonna score by. Third, the video's hook needs to be strong. You have 3 seconds to grab people's attention. If you don't, they'll score by. But if you nail all 3 of these, then you'll go viral. Why? Because of how TikTok's algorithm works. It tracks which videos get the most engagement in the first 3 seconds. So if you can deliver a strong hook, you'll get more views, more engagement, and ultimately more followers. Here's an example from my own account. Check out the title. Ask questions, tell stories. Do you struggle with procrastination? Also notice how the thumbnail uses facial expressions to hook you in. Now the hook, I knew I only had 3 seconds, so I went for a bold statement. If you answered yes, you're not alone. Notice how I use inclusive language like you and your to make people feel seen and heard. This video got over 100,000 views, which was insane for my first ever post. But what about YouTube Shorts? Here's the thing, YouTube Shorts are still in beta, so the rules are constantly changing. But I've noticed a few patterns with my own shorts that have over 100,000 views. First, the title needs to be searchable. Think about the keywords that your audience would use to search for that video. For example, how to create YouTube Shorts on your phone. Second, the thumbnail needs to be high quality. Use high-resolution images or graphics that accurately represent your video. And third, the hook needs to be valuable. Clearly communicate the benefits of watching your video. For example, learn how to create viral YouTube Shorts in under 60 seconds. Now that we understand how to hook people in, let's talk about the doubts of the current generation. Will AI replace us? I'm not talking about ChatGPT here. I'm talking about something far more advanced. An Oxford University study found that 47% of workers believe that AI will eventually replace them. But what's interesting is that 39% of those same workers were willing to be replaced by AI. Here's why. Their job satisfaction was low. They didn't feel valued or appreciated, and they didn't see a future in their work. AI offered them an enticing alternative, one where they could be replaced without having to worry about money or job security. Will AI replace you? Probably not. Here's why. You're human. You have emotions, creativity, empathy, and you can solve problems that AI can't yet solve. But you need to be proactive. Take steps today to ensure that you're not replaced tomorrow. Okay, so we know what's causing digital burnout and how to hook people in. Now let's move on to section 3. Before you start building your social media empire, you need to be aware of the 6 signs of digital burnout. These are not things that you should ignore. Sign number 1 is that you're easily distracted. This means that you can't focus on your work for more than a few minutes at a time. You may find yourself checking your phone every few minutes, even when you're in the middle of something important. Sign number 2 is that you're more irritable than usual. You may find yourself getting angry or frustrated more easily than usual. This irritability can spill over into your personal relationships, making you snap at your friends and family members. Number 3, you're neglecting your responsibilities. You may find yourself missing deadlines or not completing tasks that you're supposed to. You may also find it hard to get started on tasks that you don't enjoy. Sign number 4 is that you're sleeping too much. If you find yourself sleeping more than usual, this could be a sign that you're burnt out. Too much screen time can mess with your sleep schedule and make it harder to fall asleep at night. Number 5 is that you're overeating or undereating. If you find yourself eating more or less than usual, this could be another sign of burnout. You may be using food as a way to cope with stress, or you may have lost your appetite because you are just so overwhelmed. And number 6 is that you're withdrawing from others. If you find yourself spending less time with your friends and family members and avoiding social situations, this could be another sign of burnout. You may feel like you don't have the energy to socialize, or you may be using social withdrawal as a way to cope with your stress. So if you relate to any of these signs, what should you do next? Step 1. Unplug from your devices. Take a break from your phone, computer, and TV. This may be hard at first, but it will give you time to reflect on how too much screen time is affecting your life. Step 2. Get some exercise. Exercise releases endorphins, which can help improve your mood. It can also help you focus better and get more done. Step 3. Connect with others. Spend time with loved ones or make plans with friends. This can help you feel supported and remind you that you're not alone. And step 4. Seek professional help if you need it. There's no shame in it. A therapist can help you develop healthy coping mechanisms and teach you how to manage your stress. Section 4. What can we do about it? I'm glad you asked, because there are 3 things that we can do. First, we can teach kids how to use technology in moderation. According to Common Sense Media, kids need to learn 3 core skills: critical consumption, digital citizenship, and self-regulation. Second, we can hold social media platforms accountable. Research shows that social media can be addictive. So it's up to us to demand changes that protect our mental health. And third, we can change the incentives of social media. Instead of rewarding short-form content, let's reward long-form content. That's valuable. And finally, section 5, what can you do to win at life? If you want to win at life, you need to be able to focus. And here are 3 tips to help you focus better. Tip number 1 is to get clear on what you want. If you're not clear on what you want, you won't be able to focus on achieving it. So take some time to really think about what you want and write it down. Tip number 2 is to break it down into smaller steps. If you have a big goal, break it down into smaller steps. This will make it seem more achievable and help you focus on taking action. And tip number 3 is to celebrate your wins. When you achieve a goal, no matter how small, take some time to celebrate it. This will help you stay motivated and focused on your bigger goals. You know, we're living in a world where it's easy to get caught up in the digital grind. But it's important to remember that we're not just cogs in a machine. We're humans with emotions, creativity, and the ability to make a real impact in this world. So don't let the algorithms win. Reclaim your focus, crush it in life, and let your light shine. And that's a wrap for today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.